Hey, it's Doug Coy for SoWhatDoYouThink.com. One of my favorite TV shows is a thing called The Big Bang Theory. Now, it's a bunch of nerds, and it's very well written. One of the top shows on television right now as far as comedy is concerned. And what I really love about that is it shows them going into the comic shop. Here's these grown men with doctorate degrees going into a comic shop. So I want to find out what that's all about. That's a whole world I know very little about. So let's go. We're going to go into the Golden Age Collectables. It's a comic shop here right in Vancouver.
Well, with comics, you get as wide a mosaic as you get populations. I mean, the most important thing to remember about comics nowadays is most of them are aimed at an adult audience. So when I was young, it was always kids buying the comics. Nowadays, most of the comics are written on a much more literary level and intended for adults.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the classic. Laird and Eastman. I mean, that's where I started, right there. Ninja Turtles. It's dark, it's funny, it knows that it's a parody of itself.
Although, I mean, as a kid, I grew up reading comic books, and I think it's like, I used to eat Nutella as a kid, and now I still enjoy Nutella. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it brings back such great memories of when I was a kid.
Love The Big Bang Theory.
Absolutely love it. It's an amazing show. It's completely entertaining.
Makes geeks look cool.
It's terribly stereotyped. The characters are all bad examples of geeks from the 80s. No, I do not approve of that show. I think it's terrible writing.
For the most part, I think they kind of get it dead on in terms of sort of the type of people that read comic books, present company excluded, of course.
It does kind of stereotype comic book readers and collectors.
So what would be some of the most popular comics out today that people are looking for, that they're purchasing on a regular basis, say your top 3 or 4?
It's the characters that have always been the most popular that still, right now, on my rack. My best-selling DC comics are Batman and Superman. My best-selling Marvel comics are Spiderman and X-Men.
Okay, last question. Why did you get into this? Is this like one of those passions you've had growing up and just said, hey, I think I can make a living at this, or what?
Initial reason for buying and selling comics was so that I could buy more comics by selling duplicates and making some money and get more comics, and eventually networked with people all over the country to get the ones, you know, that a lot of them were never sold in Canada during the 1930s and 40s. So it was really difficult to find them here, and built it from there. And then as soon as I got out of high school, I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I opened a store.